had the same cough for like 2 months. We
think it's kennel
We
cough.
call it kennel cough.
Kennel cough?
Like we're dogs in a kennel.
I'm
sorry.
It happens, but we're almost better.
Yeah, and it was only 3, 4, 5 weeks after that it finally we're both better. I know. Every time we cough, everyone was like, "Go away!" But this is a big thing.
It is.
It's not just us.
Yep.
Our executive producer, Tom Mazzarelli, right now, home with kennel cough, this lingering cough that so many of you have dealt with.
It's true. So you said it earlier, it's the sound of the season. One reason why increasing cases of respiratory illness, and this is all across the country, including the flu. Look at this, COVID and RSV. States in the South, particularly hard hit. Even whooping cough outbreaks have been reported in a handful of states.
So how do you know what you have and what are the best remedies? For those answers, we bring in the expert, NBC News medical contributor, Dr. Narula, cardiologist at Lenox Hill Hospital at Northwell Health. Dr. Narula, good morning to you.
Morning.
So to Chanel's point here, you've got RSV, you've got common colds that are apparently on the rise as well. We all just gathered for the holidays.
Right.
I mean, is it just normal for this time of year, or are we coughing more than we usually do?
I think we might be coughing more than usual. We have a lot going on right now, as you saw with the map. This is the second year in a row where we have circulation of COVID, RSV, and flu all at the same time. So your chances of getting sick with something are high, and your chances of getting something back to back, where you get one and you get another, are high. We also think there may still be a little bit of an immunity debt, right? We were all masked, socially distant for years. Our immune systems are down, so we're not used to dealing with some of these infections. Vaccination rates, which are typically low and shouldn't be as low as they are for things like the flu, for example, are even lower this year. So only about 42% of adults have gotten their flu vaccine, 18% have gotten the updated COVID vaccine. So there's a lot happening at the same time. Then there is bacterial infection, so things like strep, pneumonia, whooping cough. And finally, people have forgotten that coughs can linger for a long time. So once you get an infection, the cough can go on for several weeks.
That was my question, because I think that's what seemed different about the cough that we call the Today Show cough.
Yeah.
It didn't. Most coughs are here. This one seemed here, lower, and lasted for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hoda had it, Jenna had it, I had it. Y'all never got it.
No,
Thank God.
You're welcome. But I mean, it's a persistent cough like that.
Yeah, exactly. And so we grade coughs based on the time. So there's acute, which is less than 3 weeks, subacute, which is up to 8 weeks, and chronic, which is over 8 weeks.
No,
I think
super chronic cough.
No, we had subacute, I think.
People get worried when it's really lasting more than 8 weeks, and you wonder why might that be? Well, in those early weeks, it is usually post-infectious, and it can be when it becomes chronic. However, there is another differential that we think of when people have a chronic cough, which is asthma, acid reflux, postnasal drip. Some medications, a lot of people are on a blood pressure medicine in the ACE inhibitor class, so things like enalapril, benazepril, lisinopril. Those are kind of universally known to cause cough. Then we ask about occupational exposures, travel, smoking and vaping history. But really, if that cough is persisting over 8 weeks, you should be thinking about a chest X-ray, and you're going to be treated based on really what the cause is of that chronic
And
cough.
really quickly, you mentioned whooping cough. Who should worry about that? And really, what is it?
So it is a very contagious bacterial infection. We think about it in kids, but adults and adolescents can get it as well. And so even though you may have been vaccinated as a child with the Tdap vaccine, many adults forget that immunity wanes, and you do need that booster every 10 years or so. And the cough, the problem with whooping cough is that it really can last for months, almost 3 to 4 months. And it's really characterized by this very violent, fits of cough where you can basically throw up from it even and pass out because it can be so intense. So it's important to get that vaccine, and we can test for it. And if we find that you have it, you can treat it with antibiotics in those early weeks.
Really quickly, when should you be most concerned? Like if you're just coughing, how do you know when you should actually seek treatment?
Great question. So if you have fever, night sweats, weight loss, you want to talk to your doctor. If you're coughing up blood or what we call purulent sputum, which is really that green, thick, really yucky looking sputum, or if you're short of breath, those would be warning signs. And then even just a regular chronic cough can be, complicated by headache, inability to sleep or insomnia, fatigue, and even in women, older women, they may get rib fractures from kind of the force of the cough. So.
All right.
Good information.
Fun stuff.
Thank you, Dr. Narula.
Glad you're better.
Yes. Thank you.
Should have brought Dr. Narula in 12 weeks ago.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.